Hello, my friends. I'm absolutely thrilled you've picked up Tiny Habits, Massive Results. For years, I've stood on stages, written countless articles, and poured my heart into helping people unlock their potential. And now, I'm sharing a system, a framework, that will allow you to completely transform your life, one tiny step at a time. This isn't about radical overnight changes or unsustainable bursts of motivation. We've all been there, right? We set wildly ambitious goals, only to crash and burn a few weeks later, feeling defeated and even less motivated than before. Instead, Tiny Habits, Massive Results embraces the power of incremental improvements. Think of it like this: a single drop of water seems insignificant. But drip, 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 consistently over time, and it can carve canyons through solid rock. Similarly, small, seemingly insignificant habits, practiced daily, compound over time to produce extraordinary results. This book is your guide to understanding how habits truly work. We'll demystify the science behind habit formation and break down complex processes into simple, actionable steps. You'll learn how to identify the keystone habits that have the biggest impact on your life, and how to design your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits difficult. Here's what you'll gain from reading Tiny Habits, Massive Results. A proven system. A step-by-step process to build any habit you desire, whether it's exercising regularly, eating healthier, writing every day, or mastering a new skill. The power of small. Learn how to start with incredibly small, manageable steps that make success almost inevitable. How to break bad habits. Discover effective strategies to identify the triggers and cravings that drive your unwanted behaviors and replace them with healthier alternatives. Environmental design. Master the art of designing your environment to support good habits and remove temptations that sabotage your progress. Motivation made easy. Uncover the secrets to staying motivated and consistent, even when life gets busy or challenging. This book isn't just about forming habits. It's about creating a life of purpose, fulfillment, and sustained progress. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, one tiny habit at a time. Are you ready to embark on this journey of transformation? Let's get started. Together, we'll unlock the power of tiny habits and unleash massive results in your life. Your best self is waiting. Welcome, friends. I'm so glad you're here, ready to embark on this journey of transformation together. We're not talking about overnight miracles or drastic makeovers. We're talking about something far more powerful, something sustainable, the power of small. Chapter 1: The Power of Small, Why Tiny Habits Matter. Have you ever looked at someone who seems to have it all together, the thriving career, the healthy lifestyle, the fulfilling relationships, and wondered, how do they do it? The secret isn't some superhuman ability. It's the consistent application of tiny habits. We often fall into the trap of thinking that big changes require big actions. We set ambitious goals, like losing 50 pounds or writing a novel in a month. But these huge leaps can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination and ultimately, failure. Think of it like this. Imagine you want to learn a new language. The thought of mastering grammar and vocabulary might seem daunting. But what if you committed to learning just one new word each day? Just one. It seems insignificant, right? But by the end of the year, you'll have learned over 365 new words. That's a substantial improvement, all from a tiny, manageable habit. This is the essence of the power of small. Tiny habits are so easy to implement that you're far more likely to stick with them. And when you stick with them consistently, they compound over time, leading to remarkable results. It's like saving $1 a day. It may not feel like much at the moment, but after a year, you'd have saved over $365. Let's take another example. Suppose person, Alex, wants to become a daily writer. Instead of setting a goal to write for 2 hours every day, which might feel intimidating, Alex could start with a tiny habit, writing just one sentence each day. Just one. It's so easy that Alex can't say no. On some days, Alex might feel inspired and write more, But on others, Alex will write that single sentence and call it a day. The key is consistency. The beauty of tiny habits is that they build momentum. As you consistently perform these small actions, you start to believe in your ability to change. You develop a sense of self-efficacy, a feeling that you are capable of achieving your goals. This positive feedback loop fuels further growth and makes it easier to adopt even more positive habits. Consider the opposite scenario. Imagine someone who tries to make drastic changes overnight. They go on an extreme diet, start exercising for hours every day, and overhaul their entire life. The initial burst of motivation might be strong, but it's rarely sustainable. When faced with challenges or setbacks, they are more likely to give up altogether. So, forget the grand gestures and the impossible tasks. Embrace the power of small. Start with tiny, manageable habits that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. You'll be amazed at the cumulative effect they have on your life. This is not about restricting yourself, it's about giving yourself a chance to grow in a way that is sustainable and effective. Remember, big things often have small beginnings. Our journey starts here. Chapter 2: Understanding Your Habit Loop, the Foundation for Change. Friends, have you ever wondered why you do the things you do, even when you know you shouldn't? Why you reach for that sugary snack even when you're trying to eat healthy? Or why you automatically check your phone the moment it buzzes? It's all about habits, but not in a vague, blame yourself kind of way. Understanding habits requires digging a little deeper. It means understanding the habit loop. The habit loop is like a simple, yet powerful, circuit that drives our behavior. It consists of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. First, we have the cue. This is the trigger, the thing that starts the habit. It could be anything: a time of day, a location, a feeling, another person, or even a thought. Think of it as the starting gun in a race. Next comes the routine. This is the actual behavior itself. It can be physical, mental, or emotional. It's what you do in response to the cue. Going back to our race analogy, this is the running. Finally, there's the reward. This is what your brain gets for completing the routine. It could be a feeling of pleasure, a sense of accomplishment, or simply the relief of satisfying a craving. It's the finish line, the medal, the feeling of victory. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine a man called John is trying to cut down on his smoking habit. Cue: John feels stressed at work after a difficult meeting. Routine: John goes outside for a cigarette. Reward: John feels a temporary sense of calmness and relief from the stress, and nicotine addiction is satisfied. The reason habits are so powerful is that, over time, these three steps become strongly linked in our brains. The cue triggers the routine, and the routine leads to the reward. This loop repeats, strengthening the connection and making the habit more automatic. Here's the key takeaway. To change your habits, you need to understand your habit loops. You need to identify the cues that trigger your unwanted behaviors, the routines you perform, and the rewards you receive. Assignment: take a moment to analyze one of your habits, both good and bad. What's the cue? What's the routine? What's the reward? Write it down. Simply becoming aware of these connections is the first, crucial step toward taking control and reshaping your life. Understanding the habit loop is the foundation for lasting change. In the coming chapters, we'll learn how to use this knowledge to break bad habits and build good ones. Get ready to take control. Chapter 3: The 2-Minute Rule, Making Habits So Easy You Can't Say Number. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a goal, like climbing a mountain that seems impossibly high? That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. It's a simple strategy, a tiny secret, that can unlock massive potential. The core idea: break down any habit you want to build into a version that takes just 2 minutes or less. It's about making it so easy, so ridiculously achievable, that you practically can't say no. Why 2 minutes? Because it's manageable. It reduces the mental friction, the resistance you feel when facing a big, daunting task. It eliminates the excuse of, "I don't have time." Everyone has 2 minutes. Let's say you want to start reading more. Instead of aiming for an hour a day, The 2-minute rule would be to read one page. That's it, one single page. Sounds trivial, right? But that's the beauty of it. It's so easy that you're likely to actually do it. And once you've read that one page, often you'll find yourself reading more. You've overcome the initial inertia. Another example, maybe you want to start exercising regularly. The 2-minute rule version: do 5 push-ups. Not a full workout, just 5 push-ups. Similarly, if you wanted to learn a new language, the 2-minute equivalent would be, open the language learning app and do 1 lesson. It removes friction, making starting much easier. The point isn't just to do something for 2 minutes and stop. The 2 minutes are the gateway. It's a way to prime the pump, to get you started, to build momentum. Once you're in motion, it's much easier to keep going. The 2-minute rule isn't about instant results. It's about establishing the habit of showing up, day after day. It's about building a foundation, brick by tiny brick. Those 2 minutes are investments that compound over time, creating significant change in the long run. So, think about a habit you want to cultivate. Now, how can you scale it down to a 2-minute version? Make it so easy you can't say no. Start small, be consistent, and watch those tiny habits grow into something extraordinary. Hello, friends. I'm thrilled to share some powerful insights with you from my upcoming book, A Guide to Building a Better You, One Tiny Step at a Time. Today, we dive into a concept that can revolutionize how you build new habits: habit stacking. Chapter 4: Stacking Habits, Linking New Behaviors to Existing Routines. Imagine your day as a series of connected events. You wake up, brush your teeth, make coffee, maybe check your phone. These are your existing habits, the things you do almost without thinking. Habit stacking is about using these established routines as anchors for new behaviors. It's like adding a train car to a locomotive that's already running. The power comes from leveraging what's already there. The formula is simple. After I, current habit, I will, new habit. Let's break this down. Think about a habit you already have nailed down. Really concrete, something you absolutely do every day. For example, maybe you always make a cup of coffee in the morning. Perfect. Now, let's say you want to start practicing mindfulness. Instead of vaguely promising yourself, I'll meditate, let's stack it. After I MAKEMYCOFFEE, I will TAKETHREEDEEPBREATHS and focus on them. See, it's immediately more actionable. Let's try another one. Perhaps you want to read more. Your current habit: after I check my email in the morning, you could add, I will readtwopages of a book. The key is to start small. Don't commit to reading a whole chapter if that feels daunting. TWOPAGES is achievable. The point is to consistently link the new habit to the existing one. Why does this work so well? Because it eliminates the where and when uncertainty. You don't need to rely on willpower or remember to do something. The existing habit acts as a trigger, a reminder built right into your day. Here's a challenge for you. Identify 3 existing habits in your day. Then, for each of those habits, decide on one tiny new behavior you want to adopt. Write them down using the after I will formula. Be specific, be realistic. For example, after I BRUSHMYTEETH, I will FLOSSONETOOTH. After I SITDOWNATMYDESK, I will STRAIGHTENMYWORKSPACE. After IPUTMYKIDSTOBED, I will WRITEONELINEINMYJOURNAL. Don't underestimate the power of these small actions. Consistent application of habit stacking can lead to monumental changes. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Start stacking your habits today and witness the transformation. That's it for Chapter 4. Stay tuned for more tips and strategies on building your best life. The tiny hinges swing big doors. Chapter 5: Designing Your Environment for Success, Making good habits easy, bad habits hard. Imagine your life as a stage. You are the actor, and your habits are the lines you deliver. But what if the stage itself was conspiring against you? What if the props were all wrong, the lighting was terrible, and the costumes were designed to trip you up? That's what happens when your environment works against your goals. We often blame ourselves for lacking willpower, but the truth is, our surroundings play a huge role in shaping our behavior. Think about it. Is it easier to eat healthy when your kitchen is stocked with fresh fruits and vegetables, or when it's full of sugary snacks? Is it easier to exercise when your gym clothes are laid out, or when they're buried in the closet? The key is to design your environment to support the habits you want to build and sabotage the ones you want to break. Making good habits easy. This is about convenience. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely you are to do it. Prime your space. If you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand or coffee table. If you want to write, keep a notebook and pen handy. Reduce friction. Want to drink more water? Keep a filled water bottle in your line of sight. Preparing for a run. Lay out your running shoes and clothes the night before. Use visual cues. Place your vitamins next to your toothbrush, or a yoga mat in the middle of your living room. Let's say Greg wants to start meditating daily. Instead of relying on motivation, he creates a meditation corner in his apartment. He places a comfortable cushion, a calming candle, and a small bell in a quiet spot. The visual cue of this peaceful corner immediately reminds him to meditate, and the comfortable setup makes it easier to start. Making bad habits hard. Increase the friction. Make it inconvenient, difficult, or even impossible to engage in your unwanted behaviors. Remove temptations. If you're trying to eat healthier, clear your pantry of junk food. If you spend too much time on social media, delete the apps from your phone, or move them to the last page. Create obstacles. Unplug your TV, move it to a less accessible room, or require yourself to do 10 push-ups before turning it on. Delay gratification. Impose a waiting period before indulging in a bad habit. For example, if you have the urge to online shop impulsively, tell yourself you have to wait 24 hours before making a purchase. For example, Anna wants to curb her late-night snacking habit. She realizes that keeping unhealthy snacks within easy reach in the kitchen is a big trigger. So, she removes all the cookies, chips, and ice cream from her pantry and fridge. Instead, she stocks up on healthy alternatives like fruits, vegetables, and nuts, placing them at the front of the shelves. By making the unhealthy options less accessible and the healthier ones more readily available, Anna makes it significantly harder to reach for the junk food and easier to choose a healthier alternative. Your environment is a powerful force. By consciously designing it to support your desired habits, you can dramatically increase your chances of success. Start small, make adjustments gradually, and watch as your surroundings become your allies in creating the life you desire. Chapter 6: The Motivation Myth. Why Consistency Beats Inspiration. We've all been there, right? Bursting with energy, convinced this is the week we'll finally conquer that goal. We sign up for the gym, buy the self-help book, and download the language learning app. We're riding high on a wave of pure motivation. But let's be honest. How long does that feeling usually last? A few days, a week, if we're lucky. That's because motivation is a fickle friend. It's an emotion, and emotions are, by their very nature, fleeting. They come and go like the wind. Relying on motivation to build habits is like trying to build a house on sand. Sooner or later, the tide will come in and wash it away. Think about it. Have you ever skipped the gym because you simply didn't feel like it? Or postponed that important task because you lacked the urge to tackle it? That's motivation failing you. The truth is, lasting change isn't born from sporadic bursts of inspiration. It comes from consistent, even mundane, actions. Imagine two people want to learn to play the guitar. Alex only practices when they feel incredibly inspired, maybe once or twice a month. Jordan, on the other hand, commits to practicing for just 15 minutes every day, no matter what. Who do you think will be playing better after a year? It's almost certainly Jordan. The consistent, small effort, even on days they didn't feel like it, compounds over time. That's the magic of consistency. So, how do we build habits without relying on the unreliable force of motivation? The answer is, we make them so easy, so ingrained in our routines, that we do them almost automatically. We use strategies we have already covered, making it obvious, attractive, easy and satisfying. Focus less on wanting to do something and more on just doing it. Build the habit first, then let the feelings of accomplishment and motivation follow. Because, paradoxically, action creates motivation, not the other way around. Chapter 7: The Power of Tracking, Knowing Where You Stand. Imagine trying to drive to a new city without a map or GPS. You might wander aimlessly, never quite sure if you're heading in the right direction. Building new habits is similar. Without tracking, you're essentially navigating your personal growth journey blindfolded. Tracking is about knowing where you stand. It's about having a clear picture of your progress, or lack thereof, so you can make adjustments and stay motivated. Think of it as your personal scoreboard in the game of self-improvement. Let's say you want to drink more water. You think you're drinking enough, but are you really? Without tracking, it's just a guess. But if you use a simple method like marking each glass of water on a calendar or using a habit tracking app, you suddenly have data. You can see how many glasses you're actually drinking each day, and identify patterns or days where you fall short. Simple tracking methods. The calendar method: put an X on a calendar for each day you successfully complete your habit. Don't break the chain. The notebook approach: use a dedicated notebook to log your daily habit completion. Habit tracking apps: there are many apps available that simplify habit tracking, providing reminders and visual progress charts. Tally marks: a quick and easy way to track small habits, like doing push-ups or meditating for a few minutes. Why tracking works. Awareness: it makes you more aware of your behavior. Motivation: seeing your progress, no matter how small, is incredibly motivating. Accountability: it holds you accountable to yourself. Celebration: it allows you to celebrate those small wins, reinforcing positive behavior. The secret isn't just in collecting data. It's in celebrating your small wins. Did you exercise for 15 minutes today, even though you planned for 30? Mark it down and acknowledge your effort. These small celebrations add up to big motivation over time. Acknowledge your commitment and dedication towards your habits. Tracking helps you identify patterns. If, for example, weekdays are good for exercising but weekends are not, adjust your routine accordingly. Tracking also provides objective feedback. If you're not seeing the results you expected, the data can help you pinpoint the issue. Maybe you need to increase the intensity, frequency, or duration of your habit. Don't overcomplicate it. The best tracking method is the one you'll actually use. Start simple, and adjust as needed. Keep it easy, keep it consistent, and keep it visual. Before you know it, you'll have a powerful tool for lasting change. Remember that the power lies in knowing where you stand, so you can confidently march towards where you want to be. Chapter 8: Breaking Bad Habits, Understanding and Overcoming Your Triggers. So, you've got a habit you want to kick. Great. You're not alone. Bad habits are like weeds in the garden of our lives. They're annoying, persistent, and can choke the good stuff. But just like weeds, they can be pulled out by the root. The first step is understanding why that weed is growing in the first place. What's the trigger? Every bad habit has a trigger, a cue, a situation, a feeling that sets it in motion. Think of it as a domino effect. For example, let's say John always reaches for a sugary drink when he feels stressed at work. The trigger: stress. The habit: sugary drinks. The reward: a temporary feeling of calm. The key to breaking it: isolate and understand trigger. Identifying your triggers. Start by becoming a detective. Keep a journal. Note down when you engage in the bad habit. What time of day is it? Where are you? Who are you with? How are you feeling? After a few days, patterns will emerge. You'll start to see what situations, emotions, or environments consistently lead you down the wrong path. This awareness is powerful. Cue reduction. Once you know your triggers, try to reduce your exposure to them. If boredom leads to mindless scrolling on social media, delete the apps from your phone and only access them on your computer, making it less convenient. If seeing junk food at the grocery store triggers cravings, shop online instead. Substitution. You can't just remove a habit. You need to replace it with something else. This is where substitution comes in. When the urge hits, do something different. Feeling stressed like John, instead of reaching for that sugary drink, try drinking a glass of water, walking for few minutes, or listening to a calming music. The substituted habit should be healthier and gives more benefit. Dealing with high-risk situations. Some triggers are unavoidable. Maybe your family always watches TV after dinner, which triggers your snacking habit. Plan ahead. Prepare a healthy snack beforehand, like cut-up vegetables or a piece of fruit. Or, suggest a family walk instead of TV time. Be patient and kind to yourself. Breaking bad habits isn't easy. You'll slip up. It's part of the process. Don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge the slip, learn from it, and get back on track. The most important thing is to keep trying. Remember, you are not defined by your bad habits. You have the power to change, one small step at a time. Identifying your triggers and using these strategies will put you firmly on the path to a healthier, happier you. Chapter 10. Dealing with setbacks, getting back on track after a slip-up. Life, my friends, isn't a straight line. It's more like a winding road, filled with unexpected turns, bumpy patches, and the occasional detour. When building new habits, you will stumble. It's not a matter of if, but when. Don't let these stumbles derail you completely. Think of them as learning opportunities, valuable data points on your journey to a better you. So, what do you do when you slip up? The first thing, and this is crucial, is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up over a missed workout, a sugary snack when you're trying to eat healthy, or a late night when you're aiming for early bedtime. Everyone makes mistakes. The key is not to dwell on the mistake, but to learn from it and move forward. Imagine John is trying to wake up earlier. He's been doing great for 2 weeks, consistently rising at 6 a.m. But one morning, he accidentally sets his alarm for the wrong time and sleeps in until 8 a.m. His immediate reaction is frustration and self-criticism, but instead of letting that negativity spiral, John chooses a different path. He tells himself, "Okay, that happened. It's not ideal, but I'm human. I'll make sure to double-check my alarm tonight, and I'll be back on track tomorrow." That's the attitude we need to cultivate. Acknowledge the setback, understand what triggered it, and then refocus on your goal. Treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Next, identify the trigger. What led to the slip-up? Was it stress, boredom, a social situation, or something else? Understanding the root cause is essential for preventing future occurrences. Maybe John realized he was tired after a long work week, so next time he will set 2 alarms, to make sure that he will not oversleep. Finally, get back on track immediately. Don't let one slip-up turn into 2, then 3, and eventually back into old habits. The sooner you resume your new habit, the less likely you are to fall back into old patterns. John didn't let one late morning turn into a week of oversleeping. He corrected course THEVERYNEXTDAY, reinforcing his early rising habit. Think of building habits like climbing a staircase. You might trip and fall a step or 2, but that doesn't mean you have to slide all the way back down. Dust yourself off, learn from the fall, and keep climbing. Remember, consistency, not perfection, is the key. Small, consistent actions, even after setbacks, will ultimately lead you to your goals. Embrace the stumbles, learn from them, and keep moving forward. That's the path to lasting change and a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. We often focus on big gestures to show love and strengthen bonds. But what if the secret to deeper, more fulfilling relationships lies in the accumulation of small, consistent actions? Just as tiny habits can transform your personal life, they can also revolutionize your relationships. Think of relationships like a garden. Beautiful blooms aren't the result of one massive watering, but consistent tending, a little weeding here, a little sunshine there. Let's explore how to cultivate positive relationship habits, creating big connections through tiny actions. These tiny relationship habits, practiced consistently, create a ripple effect of positivity and connection. They foster deeper understanding, stronger bonds, and a sense of belonging. Start small, be consistent, and watch your relationships flourish. Chapter 12: Habits for Productivity, Mastering Focus and Efficiency. We all want to get more done, not just busy work, but the important things, projects that matter, goals that excite us, and a feeling of accomplishment at the end of the day. But how do we cut through the noise and truly focus our energy? The answer, my friends, lies in building habits for productivity. Forget chasing fleeting inspiration. Forget complicated time management systems that you abandon after a week. We're talking about small, repeatable actions that, over time, transform you into a productivity powerhouse. First, let's talk about focus. Our world is designed to distract us. Notifications ping, emails flood our inboxes, and social media beckons at every moment. To combat this, create a habit of intentional focus. For example, try the focus block habit. Each morning, identify one critical task. Then, schedule a 25-minute block solely dedicated to that task. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb, close unnecessary tabs, and let everyone know you're unavailable. After 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, grab a drink. Then, repeat. This aligns with the Pomodoro technique, but instead of just thinking about it, make it a habit. Build it into your daily routine. Next, let's address time management. Many believe that time management is about squeezing more and more activities into each day, but in fact the key is to utilize your time in a well manner. One powerful, yet simple habit is the power of planning. At the end of each workday, take 5 minutes to plan the next day. It is more effective if you do this every single day. This doesn't need to be an elaborate to-do list. Simply write down 3 to 4 key tasks you want to accomplish. This gives you a clear direction when you start your day, preventing time wasted on indecision. Finally, let's tackle minimizing distractions. This is crucial for maintaining focus and boosting efficiency. Develop the digital detox habit. Choose a specific time each day, perhaps during lunch or an hour before bed, where you intentionally disconnect from all digital devices. Turn off notifications, put your phone in another room, and focus on a non-digital activity. Read, listen to music, spend time with loved ones, or simply enjoy the quiet. This consistent break will dramatically reduce your susceptibility to distractions and boost your overall focus. Remember, productivity isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter through the power of consistent, well-designed habits. These tiny actions, repeated day after day, will transform the way you approach your work, your goals, and your life. Embrace the power of habits to create a future that is truly productive. Chapter 13: The Plateau of Latent Potential, Patience and Persistence for Long-Term Growth. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, you give it sunlight, you nurture it every single day. But for weeks, nothing. No sprout, no sign of life above the soil. It's tempting to think your efforts are wasted, isn't it? That's the plateau of latent potential. It's that frustrating period where you're putting in the work, building the foundation, but seeing little to no visible results. This is true for any habit, any skill, anything worthwhile. Learning an instrument. You might practice scales for weeks before you can play a simple song. Starting a new exercise routine. You might feel sore and tired for a while, with no noticeable change in your physique. The key is to understand that growth isn't always linear. It's not a straight line upwards. Think of it as an iceberg. You only see the tip above the water, but the vast majority of the ice is hidden beneath the surface. Your efforts are accumulating, creating that massive base, even when you can't see it. Let's say someone is trying to improve their writing. They commit to writing 500 words every day. For the first month, they might feel like their writing is terrible. They see no improvement in their style, clarity, or engagement. It's easy to get discouraged and give up. But what if they kept going? What if they trusted the process and continued to write those 500 words, day after day? Slowly, almost imperceptibly, their writing would begin to improve. Their sentences would flow better, their ideas would become clearer, and their confidence would grow. This is where patience comes in. You need to have faith that your efforts are accumulating, that you're building towards something. Persistence is just as important. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't see results. It's about trusting the process and knowing that eventually, your efforts will pay off. Remember, the most impressive successes are often the result of years of consistent effort, hidden behind a plateau of seemingly no progress. Don't let that plateau discourage you. Embrace it. Know that you are building something significant, even if you can't see it yet. Trust the process, stay persistent, and you will eventually break through. The real magic happens below the surface. Chapter 14. Avoiding the treadmill, continuously refining your habits. Imagine running on a treadmill. You're putting in effort, burning calories, but ultimately, you're staying in the same place. The same thing can happen with your habits. You might build good routines, stick to them, and feel like you're progressing, but if you're not careful, you can get stuck. This is the habit treadmill. So, how do you avoid it? The key is continuous refinement. Your goals and circumstances are constantly changing. What worked for you last year, or even last month, might not be the best approach today. Think about someone who starts a new job. Initially, their habit might be to arrive 15 minutes early to learn the ropes and make a good impression. But after 6 months, when they're fully trained and understand their responsibilities, continuing to arrive 15 minutes early might just lead to burnout. They might need to adjust their habit to arrive right on time, or even a few minutes late, to preserve their energy and focus on different aspects of their work-life balance, such as spending time with their family or exercising. The first step is regular review. Set aside time, perhaps once a month, or even quarterly, to examine your habits. Ask yourself these questions. Are my current habits still aligned with my goals? Are they as efficient as they could be? Are there any new tools, techniques, or information that could help me improve? Are any of my habits now causing unintended negative consequences? Be honest with yourself. It's easy to get attached to your routines, even if they're not serving you anymore. Don't be afraid to make changes. Experiment. Try new approaches. See what works best for you now, not what worked in the past. Another important element is seeking feedback. Ask trusted friends, family members, or colleagues for their perspectives on your habits. They might see things that you're missing. Be open to criticism and be willing to make adjustments based on their input. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that once you've built a good habit, you're all set. Life is dynamic and your habits need to be, too. Embrace the process of continuous refinement. It's not about being perfect. It's about constantly striving to be better. Remember, the goal isn't just to build habits, but to build habits that support your evolving goals and help you live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Stay adaptable, stay curious, and keep refining. Tiny habits, massive life, a blueprint for lasting change. So, we've come to the end of our journey together. And what a journey it's been. We've explored the incredible power hidden within the smallest of actions, learned to understand the intricate dance of habit loops, and discovered strategies to design a life that supports our goals. This isn't just about reading a book. It's about building a better you, brick by tiny brick. The principles we've discussed, the 2-minute rule, habit stacking, designing your environment, they're not just theories. They are tools, powerful tools, ready to be wielded. Remember the core idea. Progress isn't about making dramatic leaps. It's about consistent, small improvements. Think about Leo, who wanted to start writing. He started by committing to writing just 1 sentence a day. That's it, 1 sentence. Over time, That one sentence grew into a paragraph, then a page, then a whole story. Is one seemingly insignificant good habit compound over time. Your blueprint for lasting change is unique. It's a reflection of your aspirations, your challenges, and your individual rhythm. Take what you've learned and tailor it to fit you. What are the tiny habits that will move you closer to your goals? Where in your daily routine can you effortlessly stack these habits? How can you reshape your surroundings to make the good choices the easy choices? Don't be afraid to experiment. Some habits will stick, and some won't. That's perfectly okay. The key is to keep iterating, to keep fine-tuning your approach. This isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery and self-improvement. Accept setbacks when they inevitably happen. Remember, falling off track is normal. The important thing is to acknowledge the slip, learn from it, and get back on track as soon as possible. Do not punish yourself. Instead, be kind to yourself and start with a smile. The plateau of latent potential reminds us that progress isn't always linear. There will be times when it feels like nothing is happening. Times when you are about to give up. Those are the times when you must persevere. Trust the process, keep showing up, and the results will eventually come. Finally, never stop learning and growing. The world is constantly changing, and so are you. Continuously evaluate your habits and make adjustments as needed. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself and to step outside your comfort zone. The power is in your hands. Tiny habits, practiced consistently, can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Believe in yourself, embrace the journey, and never underestimate the impact of small beginnings. Now go out there and build the life you were meant to live.